Welcome in, everybody. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot and Astro Insights, and we're going to talk about these collective shifts coming in this week for the Twin Flame Collective. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment on the video, and share the video, and let's talk about the astrology forecast, and then we will go deeper with the cards. And so we're going to start the week off with Mercury stationing retrograde in Sagittarius. We're going to close off this week, the last full week of November, with the new moon in Sagittarius on Saturday. And so these energies are loud. It's all about truth, accountability, and fairness. And I feel massive collective throat chakra activations connected to the divine masculine collective. And so on Monday, with the sun trying the north node, with Lilith squaring it up with Venus and Mercury stationing retrograde, this is like the perfect cosmic soup for transforming all of this karma. And so there's going to be a realignment, I feel, in the energies this week, leading us towards a new sense of destiny. And so there's like a recognition, I feel, a soul recognition coming through when it comes to the opportunities being presented, guiding us towards fulfillment, guiding us towards union energy this week. And so we're in this process of growth and our creative expression becoming rewarded, divine feminine. And so the energy of manifestation was very loud, channeling the astrology this week. And with Mercury stationing retrograde, this was a very prominent energy of the Fool with the Ace of Cups. And so this is, I feel, all about reconsidering long-term dreams. It's about going back to the scene of the crime, guys. And so this retrograde energy for the twins, I feel, is really signifying an opportunity for a new beginning. And so we're going to have Mercury in retrograde for about 3 weeks. It's going to be retrograde until December the 15th. And so the twins are being afforded an opportunity to go back, to make amends, and to bring forward the energy of forgiveness in the energies this week. And so this might require the divine masculine to go back to the scene of the crime with the divine feminine. But I feel there's a reevaluation of, hey, what do I really want? What is it going to take to go after what I really want? And so this retrograde signifies the beginning of emotional fulfillment for the counterparts. And so we're kind of embarking on a journey this week of making amends. And so this retrograde energy is loud, with Lilith forming a square to Venus. This brought forward the energy of the Tower, followed by the Six of Wands. And so there's this very primal, intoxicating energy being activated, and it's going to bring forward tension. It's going to bring forward conflict. There's going to be some type of power struggle, but it's going to lead to rebellion with all of this emotional intensity building. And so I feel a lot of the divine masculines are going through a period of unwanted change this week. But this unwanted change is going to be followed by a period of victory. And so this really is where the masculine is recognizing that success in love truly does lie in going back to the scene of the crime and making amends with the divine feminine counterpart. Because middle of the week, we're going to have the sun forming a trine to Mars. And so the energy levels are building, leading into the middle of the week. We're going to have Venus squaring it up with Chiron at 19 degrees. And so there is a massive directional shift playing out in the energies. And so new desires are emerging, I feel, for the divine feminine. The divine masculine collective is going through a period of growth, and this is going to be connected to love and relationships. And I kept hearing, is it Belinda Carlisle? Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. So that was a big energy this week. Listen to your heart, because I feel the divine masculine is really reflecting on some past choices and what it will take to make that final decision related to love, choosing the divine feminine counterpart. And so there's a lot of heart chakra activation going on this week with Venus squaring it up with Chiron. You got to remember, Venus is in Capricorn, not really the most Venusian placement for it to be in, but this is a major re-evaluation of the path. Looking back at all of these limiting beliefs, these limiting behaviors, and a realignment to the true desires of self-acceptance. And so we're kind of healing these wounds. We're healing this emotional pain this week, and we're getting to a level of forgiveness. And so these unions are destined. And these unions between the counterparts will elevate status, will improve reputation, and will bolster the established self-values that we've gone through as part of this transformation, so we can ground in these new higher principles and these higher traditions moving forward. And so there's great potential for creative inspiration this week is what it felt like. I was shown the sun with the Ace of Wands. And so new beginning, growth, success, as the twins kind of step into this powerful leadership, along with this peaceful introspection playing out. So there's an interplay between leadership and introspection this week. And we are kind of in this portal of healing the divine masculine collective. And so we kind of end off the week or the weekend with the new moon in Sagittarius playing out on the 30th of November and the 1st of December at 9 degrees 32. So Hermit energy, 6 of Wands. And so this new moon is filled with all kinds of potential for a new beginning. But with that comes some type of judgment energy connected to a Queen of Wands in reverse. And so the Queen of Wands reversed is an energy connected to, I feel, karmic feminine energy. And so whether the counterparts are still connected to an external karmic feminine, or it's a mother figure, or just a lingering energy of judgment that needs to be brought forward. And so we're kind of in this spirit of expansion. Under the new moon, we're in this exploration of the Sagittarian themed energy, which is kind of bringing us a clear perspective, I feel, come the end of the week. And so we're kind of in the portal of all of the possibilities that lie ahead for the twins. And so this new moon is also going to be aligning in a very wide conjunction with Mercury retrograde, and I kept seeing 2020. So 2020 hindsight, 2020 vision. And so this really is the ideal moment in time for the twins to embrace second chances. It's all about second chances this week. It's all about revisiting the past, revisiting this past relationship, and maybe even revisiting all failed or abandoned relationships. But there's going to be an opportunity to revisit this connection, to gain deeper insights, and then to share the knowledge that we have learned with each other during the separation stage. And so this new moon, I feel, is very important because we're kind of now at this revisiting stage, and we are kind of at this point where we are grounded and able to overcome the challenges from that first cycle. And so we're kind of setting the stage right now for reaping all of the rewards for our braveries of stepping into the light. And so this new moon is also going to be square Saturn, which is suggesting that there's going to be some roadblocks and some challenges to overcome. And I feel this is connected to the divine masculine's efforts to try to begin anew at the feminine. And we got to remember Saturn is in Pisces. So Pisces energy is loud. And so be aware, mutable sign placements, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo, because I do feel you are going to be most affected this week on the twin flame journey. So check those placements, guys. Check where you've got them at in your birth chart. If you want to go further with a transit chart reading, feel free to check out the description box below. But we're kind of at the apex right now is what it feels like. We're at the apex and victory after this long period of soul searching, self-sacrificing, this long period of transformation and separation. And so we got to still fully recognize these patterns. And we got to try to find ways to transcend these blocks. And so the truth will be illuminated. We are in a powerful time of transformation for the twins. And so we're kind of all being called to embrace our true selves, to leave behind the old cycles, the old relationships, the old habits, the old patterns, the old behaviors, all of the old limiting beliefs, because we're at that moment of 2020. And so we're kind of realizing the mistakes that we made, right? And both counterparts make mistakes along the journey, realizing the mistakes that we've made based on the current situation that we're in. And so I feel, let's face it, it's always easier to evaluate relationships after they've already passed. So everything becomes clear in hindsight, right? Everything is clear in 2020 hindsight. And so I feel the vision is clear. The new moon energy is saying the vision is going to be clear, and we're going to have the ability to see things clearly when it comes to the past. And so I feel right now the energies are highlighting a lot of regret for a lot of the divine masculine collective when it comes to learning lessons from the past. And so we're kind of learning, we're growing from the past. And 2020 energy was loud. Your twin flame is on the way. Your twin is on the way, guys. We are nearing the completion of the separation period, and we are deepening this meaningful connection. And so right now we're in a portal of duality and balance. And so trust, faith, and balance is what is going to be required. So we're going to go further with the cards. I'm going to timestamp it. And of course, I can never find a pen when I need it. So let's go further with some oracle messages, and then we will dig in with the tarot. And so I was really drawn to use the guides of the hidden realms today. So we will get a few cards for the divine masculine. We'll dig into the feminine, and we'll see where these energies take us, guys. So all eyes are open, and that's exactly where we're at this week. We're going to take that. All eyes are open. And so there's going to be newfound clarity. Perceptions are shifting. There's going to be revelations in the energies this week. And I do feel it's triggering immediate action to be taken. I feel a Knight of Wands energy, inspired vision. And so eyes wide open, guys. Eyes wide open this week. So what needs to come through for the Divine Masculine Collective? We'll dig in to their energies first. Divine Masculine, what is the main energy surrounding the Divine Masculine Collective, please? What do we need to know for the week ahead? Oh my goodness, we got a bit of a fallout here, and what came out sideways is the challenge, right? And so any cards that come out sideways are a challenge. If you look at this card sideways, we see the rising phoenix here positioned at the crown chakra. It is a 42 card, so there is a soul merger, I feel, going on in the energies this week. It is connected to the Two of Cups. And so the challenge really is the masculine rising to the occasion. And so what I feel, the challenge, right? So when we're kind of sideways, we're not quite upright, we're not quite reversed. And so the masculine, I still feel, needs to end that cycle of karma with the false twin flame counterpart, whatever it is they are choosing to call that, in order to go towards these divine unions. And so I feel the masculine needs to understand that they are capable. And so this is all about free will. We do all have free will choices on the journey. And so there's an authenticity energy, I feel, that the masculine needs to step into. And so we got the masks we wear. We got the eyes of mystery. We also got all the blessings everywhere. And I love it, the emergence of protection on the Divine Masculine side. And so there is like a 7 of Wands, 6 of Wands energy. We get the Wheel, and I do feel a Knight of Cups coming through for the masculine. And so there's like the emergence of this great protector, I feel, being birthed with the Divine Masculine Collective. And so the blessings of love. And so really gifts from the universe, I feel, are showering the masculine with all kinds of signs and all kinds of synchronicities connected to the divine feminine. And so there is a recognition of the masks that the masculine has been wearing as a form of self-protection, which really has prevented them, I feel, from stepping into their authentic self. And so the masks are kind of falling when it comes to the masculine and the people connected to him, in and around him. And so there's this deep knowing, like, hey, it's time to jump into the void. It's time to jump into this uncharted territory. And there is this recognition and this deep knowing of, hey, like, I know where I am meant to be authentically, but there's a block when it comes to rising to the occasion for the divine masculine here. And so I do feel the emergence is get ready to receive some type of message from the counterpart. There's a lot of fate energy also surrounding the masculine. And so I feel they are being asked to drop into the heart. If you see on this card, we get all of the hearts. And so a heart chakra opening, a heart chakra activation. What is going on with the Divine Feminine Collective? What are the main energies. I feel the gift of truth, the gift of knowledge is sparking some type of victory surrounding the masculine. And so I do feel they are a little bit on guard. They are really, really struggling because they have been in this energy of self-preservation for so long, and they're really needing to open up to the trust in the divine. It is a big energy, I feel, of surrender. And so look at this, divine feminine. I get one card out for you, just one card out for you, and it's upright. And I do feel a very prominent King of Cups energy. And so you are the clear way out. And so it says a way out of the weeds. And so heart chakra energy, we're going to look on the bottom of the deck, and death reclaims a life. And so I think you are understanding the sacred quality of surrender and letting go. And so we kind of do have to allow the cycle with the counterpart to come to a natural, organic ending, a natural ending. And we have to walk through the portal of grief. And we have to grieve that old cycle, because neither of us are who we were when we first began this twin flame journey. And both of the counterparts are here to transform. And so you are closing out the cycle. The feminine is reaching completion of the cycle, and this is triggering eyes wide open. And so enough for now and always below that. And so we've got this Four of Wands quality of energy surrounding the feminine. And so I feel the feminine is getting to this place of inner union, of non-polarity this week. And so you are being met with faith, I feel, in the energies this week, divine feminine. You are enough. You are worthy, you are expanding, you are kind of weeding out things in your life that have been a block. And so there we are, completing these cycles. And we are connected through all space and time, through the cosmos. And so the lesson of reciprocity is very loud this week for the counterparts. And so everything is connected. We are all connected. We are all one. And so this is all about community coming through this week. So I would like to read Rise to the Occasion, because the masculine is kind of teetering right now between the old cycle and the new cycle. And I feel we need to read into that card a little bit deeper here for the divine masculine collective. And so I just feel the emergence of this true knowing is coming full circle. And so there's capability, there's strength. I do feel the masculine is maybe not quite sure if he's got what it takes to go the distance, but this is all about, I think, the masculine surprising himself this week. That's what I think it is. And so this is all about successful risk taking. They haven't quite decided to take the risk. And so there's still like a dangling when it comes to the old cycle. And so in reversed, it is refusing the call. And I'm going to use my free will to stay stuck, and I'm going to push against the grain. And so upright, it is saying the masculine is ready to answer the call. And so I feel right now like the free will energy surrounding the masculine is causing a lot of complexities. And so it is a very complex energy, free will, when it comes to being human. And so, yes, we all have free will. The universe wants us to be able to make our own choices. And yes, we do create our own reality. But when destiny steps in, when it comes to the twin flame journey, if we choose to keep ignoring the call, if we choose to refuse to leave that comfort zone, and we say no to the union or the adventure ahead, it's basically saying we don't trust the journey. And so I think the masculine is still in this energy of fear. I don't think the issue here is actually choice. I think they are very uncomfortable. They're very uncomfortable with needing to maybe walk away from that comfort zone because of maybe a current partnership. But ultimately, we are here to be in partnership with spirit. And that's what the twins represent, this extraordinary spiritual connection to the cosmos. And so the masculine knows once he chooses to rise like the phoenix, there's no going back, and he'll never be the same again. And so only good will come from rising to the occasion. And so I think right now the masculine is at the apex of needing to choose to step up and take the risk with the divine feminine. And I do believe they've got what it takes to go the distance, but they've got to spread their wings. They've got to do what is required of them. And they're going to have to do the inner work. They're going to have to do that inner work and face their obscurities and face their internal obstacles, which will be reflected outwardly, because ultimately the divine masculines are also meant to shine that light with the divine feminine. And so they know where their destiny lies, and they know that there really is no option for failure. And so they're going to have to surprise themselves. If they're going to get upright, they're going to have to let go of their fears. They're going to have to take that risk, and they're going to have to trust in the divine winds of change. So I think there's going to be a huge shift. Let's read Death Reclaims a Life for the Divine Feminine. Because of it being a 21 card, I just feel you're in this portal of really mastering a transformational lesson. So you have learned, I feel, to transform through the grit, through the grime. You've kind of learned how to be vulnerable, along with building inner strength, is what I feel the message is for the divine feminine. So you are also on the precipice of reclaiming your personal choice. But you also have to embrace radical forgiveness, because it is all about choice. We have choices too, divine feminine. And so alchemy is really what is being described here. And so you have kind of magically transmuted the pain, the separation pain. And so I think you've kind of learned to release these toxic patterns. And now there's no doubt about it that you've overcome some type of childhood wound or trauma or pain. And you've kind of overcome the initiation of this betrayal wound. And so it's like you're no longer going to take in this emotional poison anymore, is what it feels like. And so I kind of feel, it's time to move on. You know that you've got to leave this old cycle behind. You can't keep lingering because that really does drain your life force energy. And so you've kind of accepted the ending. And, a lot of the feminines jump into the void, into that empty space first. And we kind of got to say goodbye, because when the counterpart returns, they're not going to be that same person in that same energy. And so the feminine, I feel, ultimately pays the price. And so I just feel right now you are being asked to honor the archetype of the divine feminine and to trust that everything is kind of coming together. And so this is all about weeding out everything that is no longer serving you, and know that everything you've done is enough for right now and always. So let's go a little bit further with the tarot, and we're going to dig into these energies for the masculine. So we're going to clarify the masks we wear, because I do feel there's still a mask here that needs to be released. And so we get the Six of Cups. And so I do feel the biggest mask that the masculine is choosing to hold on to is the nostalgia in that karmic cycle. And so the Six of Cups can indicate reunion, but I do feel this is a huge indication of patterns, childhood patterns, and the masks that they wear connected to the karmic cycle. What are the eyes of mystery? Okay, we get the Page of Cups. So there is some type of internal shift, a deep knowing, like, hey, there's an inner child wound here that has really blocked the masculine from rising to the occasion. And so Scorpio energy loud. Let's clarify the blessings. That's interesting. The blessings are everywhere. We get the Two of Coins, and it landed right on the feminine's energy of this Four of Wands. So as the feminine comes into this alignment of self, the masculine is being asked to take a risk, right? It kind of is this energy of like, hey, I got to step into authenticity here. I'm going to have to take a risk. I don't know where the chips are going to fall. I don't know that this is actually going to work out, but I got to take a risk. Because without this risk, there isn't any rewards. And so the emergence of protection. Are you ready, guys? The Four of Wands. And so I do feel there's a huge gateway portal opportunity this week for the masculine to boss up, to step up as that great protector. But they're going to have to recognize the ways in which they keep themselves stuck. And so the masculine is still in this self-imposed, man-made, complex prison of his life. And we've got this stuck life force energy. And I'm going to put that right to the rise to the occasion sideways. And so I feel the masculine's in this energy of a bubble is about to get burst. I don't think they could get any lower in these energies. So what needs to come through for the feminine? What is the way out of the weeds? Let's clarify that. Okay, the way out of the weeds, you got to step into the spotlight, divine feminine. You are being asked to be that light, to shine that light. The Queen of Wands oftentimes can get a bad rap as the karmic, especially if she comes out in reverse. And we all have an inner karmic, let me tell you. We all have a shadow self, okay? And the karmic usually is a reflection of unhealed wounds within the divine feminine, if that is connected to your own journey. And so right now, I think you are here to shine a light on the clear way out. So you got to get organized. This is about stepping into being that visionary leader. So what is death reclaims a life? Look at that. The Fool. So you are on the precipice of a brand new beginning here. The feminine is ready. She's ready to receive. She's at that 0 point. This new cycle is coming in. And so enough for now and always. Let's get that card out. And it landed right on the 6 of Cups, way over on the masculine side. And we get the Magician upright. And so you are the creator of your reality, divine feminine. And so the Magician has all of the tools to speak their world into existence. And so there you are, the Magician, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, upright. And then we get the Star. And so you are a very powerful healer, divine feminine. And so you are here to expose that truth, to shed these limiting beliefs. And so you are enough, and you are coming into this realization. And so the feminine is in this full embodiment, I feel, of the wounded healer, and this is triggering immediate action. So let's clarify. All eyes are open, because this, I feel, is a mutual energy between the twins. Let's get a few cards on this one. All eyes are open, please, because I do feel vision inspired energy, and this is all eyes are wide open when it comes to these trauma bonded connections, these cycles of lack, these cycles of addiction, of greed, of codependencies, and we are entering into a brand new energy of creation. So what do we get on the bottom of the deck? We get the Ace of Wands in reverse. So we kind of have to release what isn't working, what's keeping us stuck, what's keeping us blocked, in order to go towards what is meant for us. And so I feel the masculines are in for a major wake-up call this week. And so I feel their whole 3D reality is crashing down, and they too are going to be in this energy of the 9 of Wands, that wounded healer. And so we're kind of healing the wounds this week. We're healing that sense of lack, that sense of abandonment, and we're going to have to rectify these past imbalances. And so we're kind of at the apex of this coming to Jesus moment. And so we're at the crossroads this week, guys. And so big decisions are going to need to be made if we are to come into these spiritual unions. And so there's going to be a perspective shift for sure. And all eyes are going to be wide open. So let's read All Eyes Are Open. What is this all about? And so prophetic sight, exposure, revelations. And so sometimes we really can't put our finger on things. But something in the masculine's world is no longer working, and they've really been struggling, I think, to find that answer. That's what I feel. And so maybe they've asked for a vision. Maybe they've asked for a revelation or a sign to point them in the right direction. And I think all signs are pointing towards the divine feminine. And so I think they've got to stop looking for a solution to a problem that is never going to be solved. And they've got to move away from that karmic cycle altogether. And so I think the divine is saying, hey, you've got a divine partner on the path, and that's done their part. Now it's time for you to do your part. And so I feel learning a lesson when it comes to companionship. And so I just feel you're probably coming through in dream space for the counterpart, or maybe vice versa. But there's like a higher power coming over the masculine, I feel, and they are going to be inspired. They're going to be given the clearance, I think, to embrace these changes. So I just feel a new awareness is washing over the divine masculine this week. Let's get a couple twin flame oracle cards from my homemade deck. Look at that, the moon. I do feel this new moon really is bringing in that new potential to overcome these power struggles, right? And so there could be a power struggle with the karmic partner. So take that how it resonates. But this karmic partner really is pushing the masculine to grow. And I do feel by the new moon, there's going to be an energy block. cleared for the twins. So what else needs to come through? Pause. Pause. And maybe that's what this retrograde is all about. A pause to achieve balance. But the pause card kind of came out in reverse. And so I think it's time to stop pausing. I feel everything is kind of realigning as we kind of find that center, divine feminine. We do need to celebrate because an imminent fated meeting is upon us, and this is going to restore our passion. The twins are here to embrace a higher level of study and learning and to be those divine gifts for the collective. A lot of us serve as spiritual activators, and so we kind of have to master these lessons. And I do feel the masculine is working through some overwhelming fear as part of this ascension. And so together we are here to raise the collective vibration. We're here to show the collective how to shed these limiting beliefs, but the masculine is going to have to release any doubts about coming together. And that goes for you too, because we are manifesting these unions and we have the ability to co-create all of our desires when we come into these very powerful unions. So what is the closing message today, guys? What is the closing message? We're going to grab it from the Spiritual Journey Oracle card deck, okay? What is the closing message for the twins today? What can we expect for the week ahead? How are we going to close out the week ahead? What is the closing message? So really right now it's all up to the divine masculine to rise to the occasion, but this is divine timing. It's divine timing when it comes to our soul's purpose. And so the twins have a very great purpose this lifetime. We have to embrace it. And that purpose is about demonstrating love and compassion for the whole collective. And so divine timing is saying, seek that truth. Go towards that truth. Go towards that strong curiosity, because a deeper meaning is being sparked this week. And we are awakening to that truth. So the truth will set us free. It's going to shatter our illusions, and we're going to have to cut those energetic cords. And so this week is a major relationship paradigm shift. And so we are going through a massive global awakening this week. And so wherever you've been misguided, these falsehoods are shattering, so we can go towards this heart and soul union and go towards that divine romantic partnership and release the depletion, the stagnation of the karmic cycles. And so all of these unhealthy energies are being released for the renewal this week. I really hope this helped, guys. I hope this resonated. If you'd like to go further with a personal reading, check out down below. You'll see links down below to my webpage. I also would like to mention I now offer private one-on-one astrology coaching and mentorship. So if that's something that interests you, check it out. And don't forget to head on over to the membership side of the channel, where I go live every Thursday at noon. And I'm going to start implementing a monthly book club. So stick around. You're going to want to go over to the membership side, because the book club part is going to be phenomenal. I hope you have a great week ahead, everybody. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.